Hello everyone, welcome back to Pharma E-Class. I am Priya Maurya from Smriti College of Pharmaceutical Education in Indore. In our previous lecture, we have discussed about ISO series. Let's recapitulate the certification process in short. So here is a steps which are involved or summary on how to get a certification of ISO. So first we have to get top management commitment, then we have to train the personnel, then we have to prepare the quality policy manual, then ultimately we have to prepare a standard operating procedure or prepare a operating procedure for that particular procedure we have follow. Ultimately we have to hold an internal audit, then we have to select the registrar for the external audit, then we have to go through the registration process. After that we will obtain a ISO 9000 certification for our product or for our services. After this, let's discuss the elements of ISO 9000 series standard. So these are the various elements of ISO 9000 series standards. Let's discuss one by one. The management responsibilities, quality system, contract review, after that document and data control, inventory control, that is also called as purchasing. Apart from that, control of customer supplied product identification and its traceability in the market. Apart from that, the process control, inspection and testing procedures, control of inspection, measuring and test equipment. Apart from that, inspection and test status of that particular product or services. Then control of non-conforming product. What are the various corrective and preventive actions? Handling, storage, packaging, preservation and delivery of that particular product or services. Apart from that, control of quality records, internal audits, or we can say internal quality audits, then training of the personnel, and after that the most important part is statistical techniques which are used to overcome all the ISO 9000 series standards. So let's discuss one by one. So first one is management responsibilities. So what are the management responsibilities to maintain a quality product? So they have to focus on their quality policy. So what is quality policy? Quality policy is to comply with this requirement. There must be a written quality policy for an organization. Likewise, if we talk about any organization, like they have vision and mission for that particular organization, likewise the top management have to decide the quality policy for that organization. It must also be ensured that the quality policy, the objectives and the statement of the intent are established and identified in the quality manual. So the quality policy is communicated throughout an organization, or particular if we talk about any organization, so throughout the organization. After that, the second one is quality system. So if we talk about quality system, the quality system is understood to be interrelated aspect of the supplier's need and interest and the customer needs and expectation. When we can say our product is a quality product, when our product satisfy the customer needs and the customer expectation, then only we can say the product is of desired quality. So this is about the quality system. If we talk about the next one, that is contract review. So contract review, where the sales of the product and services covered by the contracts, there must be a clear evidences of a review of terms and condition. Attention should be paid to the various following. Likewise, checking that all the parties have the necessary resources, organization and facilities. Apart from that, we have to also ensure that the requirements are agreed and clearly understood by the all the parties or all involved parties in the contract review. So this is about contract review. Next is the document and data control. So if we talk about document and data control, so it deals with the how documentation should be treated. That means how we have to document any product or services. So all the document must be checked before issue or reissue after the revision. Likewise, if we talk for example, in our organization also we have standard operating procedure for the particular operation of any instrumentation. So there is a period, after that we have to re-revised it, है ना. So in this particular case we have to reissue or re-revision of that particular document. So document must be positioned so that all the personnel concerned have easy access to them. A master record file has to be kept, and the people responsible for revision and issuing of the document must be identified for the proper documentation purchase. Apart from that, the next one is purchasing. So if we talk about purchasing, so it deals with the purchasing or inventory management in the procurement of material or external services. Quality needs to be assured in respect to agreed specifications. Assessment of the subcontractors, that means who are the vendors and suppliers of that particular inventory, and ensure that all have the capability of supplying materials or the services of the required quality. So this is all about inventory management, or we can say purchasing. Apart from that, next one is control of customer supplied product. So if we talk about customer supplied product, so it deals with the purchaser supplies. Here the purchaser means the external customers. In manufacturing, the external customers may make the free issue, which is where they provide the materials for the incorporation in product they ultimately buy back. So this is about the control of customer supplied product. The next one is product identification and traceability. So if we talk about product identification and traceability, a manufacturer or a manufactured product must be traced through the various stages of its production and ultimately delivery through the to the customer. This is the crucial to help the identify the stage and hence the cause of any product failure. That means if we talk about marketing, so we have to identify and trace where is the product is stuck in any phase of marketing. So this is the most important phase in a successful quality for the successful quality management. If we talk about the next one, the process control. So the company must be able to demonstrate that the overall process from sales right through the delivery to the end user is in control. This is all about the process control. That means the process must be driven in a controlled manner up to the delivery to the end users, like for example to the customers. To ensure that a process is carried out in a controlled manner, the process must be well documented and the staff will be well trained. After that, the inspection and testing is the important part of ISO 9000 series. In this particular, the inspection and testing for the incoming goods, in process materials and the final products, or we can say final inspections. The inspection of incoming material must be directed by a sampling plan which details the section of material for the inspection, testing from each receiver batch. The result must be documented, describing the material inspected, number of rejecteds or number of rejects, the reason for the rejection and the corrective action taken for that particular. So this is about the inspection and testing. Whenever we are talking about a quality product, the starting material should be of good quality, then only we will ensure that we will ensure that our end product will be a quality product. So inspection and testing of the initial material, or we can say the starting material, is the most important. After that, control of the inspection and test equipment. Control of inspection, measuring or test equipment. It deals with the equipment used in this inspection or testing. We can say if we talk about general manufactured products, so quality control test comes under this. So that ensure the what are the various equipments which are suitable for this purpose, the frequency of the calibration of the equipment used in the manufacturing should be based on the stability, purpose and degree of utilization. Records of maintenance work must be retained. So this is all about the inspection and testing. After that, we have to direct the inspection and test status. So there needs to be an indicator that states what test a product has been through and whether it passed or failed. So in this particular case, the company must have a system or method for identifying the inspection and test status of the product at all relevant stages in the process. That means all the test procedures at any stage we have performed, they must be documented, and we have to ensure that only products that have passed and required inspection and test are shipped, put into user or for installation purpose. So this is all about inspection and test status. After that, control of non-performing product. That means what are the rejected materials and how we have to control that particular product. So the aim here is to ensure that the non-conforming product is not used by the mistake. That means we have to assure that the non-conforming product should not reach to the ultimate user. So non-conforming material must be isolated and clearly identified at the storage area. Every non-conforming lot should be accompanied by the paperwork detailing the reason for the failure, what are the defects, and the claim should be sent to the vendor without any delay. If any, we can say, non-performance occurred by the default in the starting material, then we have to ultimately report it to the material vendor. After that, the corrective and preventive action. So what are the corrective and preventive action we have taken for the non-performing product? So these clause provide for detailed and timely documentation of the corrective action taken. Time must be taken to learn from mistakes, but strictly avoidance of the mistake to be achieved. So we have to plan corrective and preventive action in case of non-performing product, or we can say if we talk about the process, so whenever a loophole observed in any process, then we have a corrective and preventive action for that particular loophole. After that, handling, storage and packaging, preservation and delivery. So handling of product, that is when the loading and unloading, there must be done with due care for the product. Storage areas must be clean and the environment properly controlled. For example, heat, humidity and light. Whenever we talk about stability, the temperature and humidity are the most important criteria we have to concern with. So we have to critically control the temperature and humidity to control the stability of the product. So handling, storage, packaging, shipping, these all are very important to maintain a quality product. Apart from that, the next one is control of quality records. Then why we have to carry or control the quality records throughout the process? The quality records are the routine control and reporting documents that shows the progress of the quality management system and quality records should be kept over a reasonable length of time and stored in a safe, secure area. Like you know that we have to keep the document ultimately up to the product will be expired. So the following are the key records to be kept in any process or for product: audits of the quality system, calibrations of the test and measuring equipment, analysis of the process control data, record of any corrective action taken, and what are the various customer complaints and what are the rectification process or rectification procedure you have opt for that particular to control the quality and internal audits. After that we have training program also. So if we talk about internal quality audit, so if we talk about to control the quality, so there is a provision of internal audit. So we have to plan and document checks on the implementation and the operation of the quality management system, help to confirm that it is being operated correctly and effectively. So the internal quality audit must be conducted on a regular basis. So before we have to go for an external audit or inspection, we have to perform internal audit or internal quality audit time to time to maintain the quality. Apart from that, if we want to make a quality product, so the personnel who worked in an organization must be trained. So training of personnel is concerned with the competence of the personnel to do their assigned task where a lack of skill or qualification is found. The staff need to attend the internal and external training courses. If a member of staff is new to the task, then efforts must be made to train them, and the staff performance need to be regularly appraised and recorded. So this all about the training. At last, if we talk about statistical techniques, so statistical techniques should be used to assess the following: whether the reliability such as the long-lived and durability of the product, process control and capability studies, determining quality levels and thus the inspection plans, data analysis, performance assessment and defect analysis. So these all are the elements of any ISO 9000 series standard. Thank you.